Welcome to a special edition of After Dark at the Fixed Ops Roundtable. I am Ted Ings. We are humbled tonight by the folks who will be joining us. Also, we want to talk about and congratulate Bob Tasker III, who on Sunday evening won the National Heartland Championship for the second year in a row out in Topeka, Kansas. Here he is. Photo was taken last evening. Congratulations to Bob Tasker on the tremendous job there in his BG Mustang. And we'll have a lot to talk about tonight with Bob Tasker and the team. And I want to go ahead and I want to welcome tonight our team. Sophie Jordan Collins is with us. Also, David Lukacs is with us from Australia. Good morning, David. Shon Kingrey is here at the site of the next pop-up event coming up in Madison, Wisconsin. And the wonderful Michelle McLain is back with us. So Michelle, thank you for all you're doing. And, glad to have you back.
Glad to be back. And we have so much exciting stuff going on with Fort Stock and, all of these upcoming events. Of course, we've got Shon's pop-up event in Madison, Wisconsin next week. So welcome, everyone. Welcome, Shon. Super excited for that event and all of the things we've got going on here.
Yeah. Now, Shon, you watched the race last night with Tasker, right?
I did, Ted. So yesterday I ended up going down to Chicago with one of my shop foremans from one of my stores. We went down and caught a Brewers game on the south side of Chicago and drove back. And I got your text with the trophy. So I'm laying in bed last night at 1 o'clock in the morning watching the replay of the race. It was good. What great timing considering you were just there, Ted.
Well, I didn't get to go,
right.
Sophie, but, I was really very pleased that Sarah Vantine represented us real well. And Sophie, I know you saw a lot of the footage and the photos that came in, and I know you did some shout outs on the videos for that. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So good stuff. I am sharing this now, everybody, if you would, on Facebook and on LinkedIn, and we're on YouTube tonight also. So please go ahead and share the show. Sophie, you got some trivia coming up for us tonight for the Fort Stock event. Before we get into that or give away the store, tell us a little bit about, what are some of the thoughts that you put into that? Because we're going to have our audience participate with that as well.
Yeah, so we have a little bit of pop culture 1960s questions. I tried to make them not too difficult, so they should be stuff that even if you weren't alive in the 1960s, you still probably know the answers to these fun questions. So stay tuned.
Robert Miggs is with us. Jeffrey, you and I were alive in the 1960s. So, Jeff, I'm counting on you. You may know some of this stuff. Also, Tony Owens, you may know some of these things as well. So, Tony, thank you for all you're doing for Fixed Ops as well. And, great to have you with us. So, a lot going on, everybody. So, Bob Tasker won the Topeka Heartland National Championship on Sunday evening. So he had a great race. And that was one of the reasons we were out at BG, Michelle, because we knew he was going to be there. And also, what a great opportunity. Our friend Sean Butler had a chance to attend that. And there's Sarah Vantine with Bob and Sean. And Sarah is holding the Wally. That is the award. That is the prize for winning that race. And that's last year's. And Michelle, I thought that's a great picture.
I think it's a fantastic picture. And how great does Sarah Vantine look in that fire suit?
Right.
Sarah is amazing. So I think she did a great job. And considering all the weather, Sean, that I had, she represented us really well. Here she is with Bob Tasker and, of course, with Darren Gresseth, the CEO and president of BG. And she also had a chance to, present him with that Certified Dealer Award. So really excited about that. And Michael Landis, you at Inkcentric had a chance to go ahead and get that award produced. So we'll talk a little bit about that tonight. Jeremy Stevens is with us. Jeremy, we're putting a panel together on young techs with our friend Ed Roberts. So really excited about that. Also, Trevor, good evening to you as well. Coralie, we have not seen you for a while. Thank you for being here. Stephen Ryder, it seems that Warranty is the talk of the town. So a lot of stuff going on. And Sean, how do I pronounce this fellow Nick's last name?
Janaki.
Yeah.
Janaki.
Yeah, Janaki. So
yeah, there we go.
Great to have him. So he was just on a panel with us and Kaylee Filio. And here's the award that Sarah presented him with, the Certified Dealer Award, which I understand, Sean, we're going to have one for you as well.
I hear that. I hear there's a box in my office here in Madison that might contain that. There's lots of boxes in my office waiting for the pop-up event.
Yeah, all right, cool. Larry Sherman, good evening to you. And, hopefully Tully will be able to join us as well, Larry. So Sophie, you're going to be making a trip up to see Tully Williams. How about that? I'm giving away the store on this one, Sean.
Okay.
But Sophie's going up to see Tully in Sacramento. So you're going to get a chance on that day trip to meet Larry Sherman. He's at the Jaguar Land Rover store there in Sacramento, that beautiful store. And Larry, Sophie's going to spend the day with you and Tully doing some service advisor and tech videos. So,
Yeah.
Sophie, do you think you're up to that? That's something entirely brand new.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I'm excited to meet you guys. I'm excited to learn about what you do.
Yeah.
Wait till that energy from Tully. That'll be a fun. That'll be fun. There's a lot of
that's gonna
energy.
be lots of fun.
That's a lot of energy. Let me tell you.
Make sure you have plenty of coffee before you get to
Yes.
No,
Everybody, Ed Roberts is in the house. Good evening, Ed, and excited about what you got going on with your book. Ed, I see you everywhere. You got so much happening. So really excited for you and all the great things that are going on. So Sarah went out there and she presented Bob Tasker with that Certified Dealer Award. And we've got some footage, Michelle, of that to show tonight.
Yay.
And this was the presentation. So Task, I think, Sean, was the third or fourth certified dealer, but this was the first, actually the second big group, because Tully has a group, right?
Right.
Yeah, so,
Ed, that's correct. Yes.
yeah, and here's Sarah making that presentation.
On behalf of Ted Ings and the Fixed Ops Roundtable, I'd like to present Bob Tasca with the Certified Dealer Award. Bob, congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much. This is really an honor. I remember the first time Ted called me, and I'm like, who is this guy? Like, he's very persistent. I don't think I called him back the first time, but it really is an incredible thing that he's doing, and the message and the content that he's sharing around the country. It's a real honor. Thank you very much.
Well, Bob, it is so critical to bring dealerships to the pinnacle of what they can bring to the customers and to the communities. And so on behalf of the Fixed Ops Roundtable, thank you again for being such an advocate for our industry.
Thank you.
So there you have it, Sean, persistent.
Okay, so let's answer that. There was some conversation before we went on air about Ted and persistence, and, I don't know, high maintenance, but I got to tell you guys, if those of you who didn't get to see last week's pop-up event, Bob Tasca has a great segment on techs. And for those that don't believe or don't know about recruiting, if you want some inspiration, play that segment back. It was strong. Now, I love the college side of it. He's big into the high school side of it. I mean, it is truly inspirational if you watch him, because it's sincere and you can tell he means what he's saying.
And Michelle, Sarah was all BG'd out there, for that event. So
Yes, she was. That's incredible. I'm so glad that she got an opportunity to go. It's so nice having Sarah aboard and doing some of these events with us.
You know what else is nice is what Allison Landis is doing behind the scenes. So if you haven't met her yet, but Allison did the sign, the Ford Stock stick sign that you're using in a lot of the photos and the videos, and they had it delivered to you, I guess, a couple weeks back. And a lot of the stuff that Michelle, that you work on and that Allison works on here, I'll show this picture again here from the pop-up. This signage all behind Sarah there and Bob Tasca, this is all the work of Allison Landis, as well as the award. And, she puts all that stuff together, and she does a really, great job in doing that. So, Allison, thank you for all you do. And we're greatly appreciative to you. So,
Yes, thank you, Allison. And yes, I'm so glad to be feeling better as well. Thank you.
yeah, I know, right? So, Kenneth Dunner is with us tonight. So, Sophie, we gotta be careful on the comments, right? So, this fella, Ken Dunner, be a little cautious. Read his comments before they come in, because sometimes nothing bad, but Kenneth can be a little enthusiastic sometimes. So, and I mean that in a very nice way. All right, so. David Lukacs, you got a lot going on out in Australia. Talk to us. Give us an update on what you're doing.
It's been a long haul. We've just done so much in the last 6 months. We've had our Queensland Dealership Awards, which was very successful. I got to interview the CEO of Mitsubishi, where it was a real honour to actually talk to him. He was just so humbled. What I liked about those guys is they were really prepared to help and reach out to all the dealers and just help. We've got the new Triton, the Triton Ute, coming out soon. the beginning of next year, say February. So we've got a lot going on.
Okay, go back to that, David. You said the Triton, what is it called?
Ute.
So the Triton Ute, short for utility. So it's like a dual cab. We can, yeah.
I love it. All right.
One of these days I'm going to make it to Australia. Like, that's a bucket list item for me, especially to see the automotive industry over there, because I hear it's very different than what we have here in the United States. And I would love to just get an opportunity to go over there and kind of tour the dealers and see how they do things over there. I've heard great things. So,
Yeah.
Well, David,
You're
you do
more
some
welcome to
unique.
come over.
You do some unique things in the showroom. I saw some of these photos online. Share with us what you got going on here, because you do a great job in merchandising.
So this one here, I did a few months ago. What we're trying to do, we're trying to promote the Outlander plug-in hybrid. So you can actually, run appliances off the actual car without needing, house power. So I just want to show that creativity to give that customer experience. That, it can be a person, in a rock band or something like that. You can actually, go anywhere and power your musical equipment up.
You see that, Sean? When you get the rock band together, you got some possibilities there.
Yeah, I've got the hair for. Okay, no, I don't have the hair for it. But anyway, okay, all right, I'll go for that.
And so this one here is probably, this is what I currently have in the showroom now. This is what we're trying to promote now with the Outlander again, is it's actually ready for the Outback Australia. And that guy that's standing there in the middle, his name's Russell Coit. He's one of our comedians, played by Glenn Robbins. Just an absolute Australian icon.
Oh, I see. So great stuff, and
so
congratulations.
when the customer says they have to sleep on it, his showroom's all set up.
It's there for them. Take their time.
All right, and Tully Williams is in the house. Good evening, Tully. So,
Hi, Tony.
so Sophie, like I said, you'll be meeting Tully in person shortly. All right, Sophie, you got a couple weeks now here with the Fixed Ops Roundtable. What are some of your thoughts on some of the things that you're working on and doing here?
Yeah, I think my overall thought, I just really like the group. I feel like you guys have a really good group of people involved in this industry. And yeah, I mean, we've talked about it a little bit, but the people really are what make this fun, you guys. Because I feel like, I don't know, you think about the fixed operations and it can kind of, maybe not sound that glamorous, but you guys make it so fun by throwing these events and collaborating and being with each other. So it's been really fun to just join this cool group of people and get to know each of y'all. And yeah, it's been a good time.
Michelle, how come you're not dressed up tonight? I'm just wondering about that.
I mean, I'm wearing the colors and I'm sparkly. Hey, I mean, give me a break. I was in the hospital this time last week, so
Okay.
I'll take what I can get.
So give us an update on that, because I don't think everybody knows. So we didn't hear from you on social media there for a couple of days. First of all, are you okay now? And how's everything?
Yes, I'm doing much better. So in a nutshell, out of nowhere, I spiked almost 103 fever a week ago last Thursday, and thankfully my husband drugged me to the hospital. They thought that it was a ruptured appendix. It ended up being a pretty nasty kidney infection. So I've been home and resting on antibiotics for the last week or so, and I can't even tell you, even though I haven't personally been on social, just the amount of people who have reached out to me and just sent love and gifts, and it's unbelievable, and Sophie kind of hit the nail on the head. Like this group of people, not even just this immediate group, but our automotive family, like we really truly are family, and we support each other no matter what. Like if you have something going on in your life, like this group of people will step up to the plate with love and prayers. And I mean, literally just whatever you need. And just the outpouring of love from people has just been incredible. And I'm so unbelievably grateful. So
I want to come back to this picture of our friend Sean Butler, who went out to the
Yes.
pop-up event last week. Michelle, a lot going on here, okay, with Sean. He started his treatment, and I know we've been raising some money, and I've been watching that meter go up a little bit each day.
Yes, and we're so grateful, and we're rallying around our very dear friend of the roundtable and the automotive industry right now, Sean Butler. For those of you who may not be aware, I don't know how you couldn't be, we've been putting it out there, but nevertheless, for those of you that may not be aware, He was diagnosed with latter stages of, I believe it's colorectal cancer, and he just is now in the beginning stages of starting chemotherapy. He has a family, and anything that you can do or donate. We are currently using this platform and our voices and everything that we can right now. As many of you know, every year we tend to pick a charity. Typically, we've been doing things with Leukemia and Lymphoma Society for the last few years, but Ted and I decided that this year we really wanted to rally around and support one of our own. So please, if you can, whether it's $1, $100, if you're a dealer or a vendor or a partner of ours and you can give more, please do give us your donation at fixedopscares.org. We will be keeping everyone updated. And of course, as always, our love and prayers are with our dear friend, Shon Butler, right now. So if you can't donate, please just send an encouraging word, a text message, a DM, a comment, just anything. We really want to rally around him and support him and let him know that he is not alone in this fight.
Yeah. Shon Kingrey, I was really taken back by some of the things that Shon Butler said, that, even the comments, go a long way for him and, for people to be doing that. So it's not always monetary. And Michelle, you've had some great thought starters on things we can do to help with clothing and things like that. But Shon Kingrey, talk to us about that, because you were on that very dramatic show just about 2 weeks ago with Shon Butler on here.
I was, and I got to say, Michelle and I were trying not to cry during that whole event. That's not.
I was fighting back tears.
No, I know, it's true. That was his first day of treatment too, and right before we went on air, which was a real heart-wrenching thing. It's not all about the money, even though the money's going to help, because there's deductibles, and we all know with insurance these days things that aren't going to be covered. But he said that he can feel it. He says the text messages and the outreaches, if it's just a message. Right before we went on air, I was texting with him, and he says you have no idea what it means to know that people actually reach out and communicate with him. And that means as much as any dollar amount. No, and guys, you talk about heartfelt. It was truly straight from the heart when he was talking. And that was his first day of treatment, or the day before treatment, whatever it was. And he was on air, and he wasn't there with his hand out. He's a very proud guy. For those that don't know Shon, he's as proud as they get. And listen, it's about him and his daughter. And he's got a life story behind him that you talk about writing a book. When that man makes it through, we're going to help him write a book, Michelle, because he's got a book to write, because he does have a life story. He's made it through some really rough things that he's open to sharing. He shares them. And, he says, hey, if I can beat that, I sure the hell can beat this.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Yeah, like I said, it's just a testament to this automotive industry. We kind of hinted at that a couple of weeks ago about how often this industry is portrayed negatively in the media and things like that. And if on the inside of this industry, I've now been a part of it for almost 24 years now in one capacity or another. And this industry is the best industry in the world, whether you're on the fixed op side, the retail side, whatever that is. This really is just a community of camaraderie and support. And like I said, me just being in the hospital, it's nothing compared to what Shon's going through, and just the amount of love and support and text messages and the "Are you okays?" and "Do you need anything?" That's just a testament to this community and the type of people that are in it. And I could not be prouder to be part of an industry. And I know, Ted, you feel the same way. So,
and what's great also as well is this community is a global, because Shon Butler, I've texted him a few times through LinkedIn, and we're all just praying for him. And, to be able to take that effect where, we are a global industry, it's, whether you're from America or from Australia or, another country, we all share the same goals. We all share the same passions. And this is what it's all about.
Yeah.
That's the power of social media. None of us would have honestly been connected if it wasn't for that. So you look at where we've come technology wise just in the last decade, and how the power to be able to connect all of us in that way and be able to show that support and create these events and do everything that we're doing. There really is a lot of power in social media and marketing. And so I'm truly blessed to be able to be a part of this.
Yeah.
So
this platform is as well too. I'm sorry, Ted. I'll speak for Tully before Tully types it out, I'm sure. Listen, this platform.
it's going to be in all caps when Tully types it.
I know
down.
it will be. So I'll try not to yell or bang on the table or whatever else Tully does. This platform here that Ted provides everything for the fixed op side. We used to call it the dark side. Part of the Vader behind it, but we used to call it the dark side of the business. But this is a platform. We wouldn't know Shon Butler. I wouldn't have it to Tony Owens and Michelle and all of us that were in Orlando not even a month ago or whatever, how long ago it was. Listen, we never even met before. We had a great day. And we're all friends and we all hang out and Sophie, I'm sorry you can't make it to Madison this week, but I understand.
Sophie, he really wants you to come to Madison,
Right.
I'll be there in spirit.
There you go.
So, but Sophie is going to come at some of these pop-ups we have coming in later on in September. There's going to be one in Atlanta, Shon. There's going to be one in Michigan at Northwood University. And Sophie, you're from whereabouts are you from in Michigan?
I'm from a little suburb of Detroit called Trenton.
Oh, she's right by Ali Rita. I think he's in Dearborn, somewhere around that area too. So yeah, we have a lot of automotive people up that way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. So, and what Michelle is referring to is that every fall we take one of our Fixed Ops Roundtable multi-day shows, like the Fort Stock one coming up, and we do a donation, and we typically will rally around some form of charitable cause for cancer, leukemia, and lymphoma have been the last 2 years, and we've been very successful at raising money for that. And Michelle, it's no secret, I did not want to talk about my cancer. And Shon is out there talking about his right out of the gate, right? So I'm so impressed with him doing that. But, I've been the beneficiary and, knock wood, I'm feeling great and doing well. But Michelle, I think it is important, that we don't hold back and we do talk about these things because, that can be a lonely journey, Michelle.
Sharing your story. I say this on my podcast and shows and everything. I mean, honestly, sharing your story is truly one of the greatest ways that you can connect with new people and that you can get support, whether it's for your cause or your brand. I mean, there's so many different benefits to really just kind of putting your story out there and the authenticity aspect behind it. People buy from people that they like and trust. It's just the reality, no matter what industry you're in, especially in the automotive industry. So if you're somebody that's kind of just breaking into this industry or trying to get your name out there or wanting to connect with new people, one of the most authentic and best ways that you can do that is really just to share your story and tell people who you are and what you do. And Shon is he's a champion. I know when I shared my story, many of you know it, but it was really difficult. Same for you, Ted. I know there's a lot of hesitation that comes with putting ourselves out there authentically, but the reality is when you do, it really is life-changing, not just for you, but we all know, my hashtags, we rise together. It has the power to change the lives of so many other people. So I'm glad Shon's doing this. I'm glad you've done this, Ted. It's changing lives in so many ways, both in and outside of our industry.
Yeah, and you're right. We've met so many people. Tonight, we have some trivia coming up in a few minutes that Sophie's put together. But before we get to the trivia, Shon, I want to ask you about the pop-up event that you've got coming up at Kaiser Automotive Group. I understand that's going to be this week on Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Shon, tell us who we got coming and what we're talking about up there.
Boy, we've got it all lined up too, Ted. It's a very full calendar. We start early. We go long. We've got John Fairchild. Who else? Owen Moon's coming. Julie Douglas is coming.
Julie's coming. Wow.
Julie's coming. Yep. We've got almost the whole Traver crew coming. I know Bob's coming and Karen's coming and Judy's coming. Obviously, you're coming, Ted. I've got a tech panel. I've got a service manager panel. I've got a service writer panel. We've got a lot. It's full. That's for sure.
Jeez, wow. So. And where are we going to do this, Shon? We're going to do this. You're going to have the chair set up. We're going to have the Volkswagen bus like Tully had behind me. Or
we're not going to have a Volkswagen bus. We have a surprise coming for you, Ted. I sent some pictures in the past. We're making some changes. We were going to do it inside the Lincoln showroom. We've now switched that to the Ford showroom so that we can, for lighting and for a special truck we're going to have in the background, because obviously Tully set the bar pretty high.
Yeah, he didn't have just one Volkswagen. He had two. So
yes, yeah.
I told him I want dibs on those if they ever decide to go up for sale. So
right.
They have like a whole museum, Michelle.
My husband is literally like the biggest Volkswagen enthusiast. We've been after a bus for 3 years now, trying to find the right one. So, and he has the good ones.
Ted, you're going to interview the Baxters, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the owners of the store.
Tell us who are the Baxters? Who are these people?
Yeah, there's three brothers. There's Shon, who's the president. There's Brennan, and then there's Ryan. And the really unique thing, and I've said it on some of the events I've had on here, it's pretty cool. They all have their own roles. They all have their own place. They're all three different varied individuals. Shon's the president. Ryan's in financial. Brendan does the marketing and the advertising. It's a pretty unique environment. It really is.
Hey, and they're really fortunate to have you, Shon Kingrey, up there,
Well,
because
thank
I know
you.
you moved, your family came a long way up there, and Shon Kingrey, one of the best in the business. So I'm looking forward to highlighting all the things you've been working on, Shon. And some of those people you just mentioned have brought a lot to the Kaiser Automotive Group. So
Yeah, they have. Traver was a big part of it, obviously. X-Time. John Fairchild's just getting started with this. This will be his second week this week officially. He's in class today and tomorrow, and he's flying up Tuesday night. He'll be here Wednesday morning.
all right, so that is our last pop-up event before the September Ford stock event, right? Because we want to get focused on that. And a lot of the things that we have going on are really based on this 4-day show that's going to be coming up in September. And there's going to be a lot of panels. There's a lot of keynotes. And Shon, you've been on a panel or two already, and I see that you're on the schedule for even a few more. So we got a lot coming your way. So in the theme of Woodstock and Ford stock, we've got some trivia tonight for the folks who are on here and for the audience as well. And with that, Sophie, I'll let you go at it. So,
All right. All right, guys. So question number 1. Name the 1960s Mattel toy that was inspired by American muscle cars. And I'll give you guys a little bit of time to answer in the chat. And then those of you that are here live, Michelle knows the answers because she made these beautiful graphics for me. But the rest of you. So letter A, Matchbox, B, Hot Wheels, or C, Robot RC.
wow. So Shon
All
Kingrey,
right.
I'm counting on you. And David Lukacs, you might know some of this.
I was thinking A, but I could be wrong.
Growing up, I had a very large Hot Wheels collection. I refused to own a Matchbox because I was so even if the answer was Matchbox, I'd probably go with Hot Wheels because I was so loyal to them.
Okay. So I'm thinking because now, Shon, what year were you born?
1971.
Okay. So these would still have been around. Okay. When you were little. Okay. We're seeing what some of the audience is chiming in here with. We've got a lot of B's, got an A here.
Answer.
Yeah, like Jordan popped up there. Can we say D?
All right. So I don't know. Michelle, what do you think?
Well, I know the answer already, so it's kind of not fair, but I believe it is B, Hot Wheels.
Oh, wow. Okay. Hot Wheels it is. All right, cool.
And if anyone has any red lines that they would like to off, I'm always looking to purchase.
Right?
Just an FYI.
That was correct. Question number 2. Which convenient breakfast food first jumped on shelves in 1964 and later launched a frosted version in 1967? A, toaster strudel, B, frosted flakes, or C, Pop-Tarts?
I think I know the answer on this one.
Ted, I'll lean on you because I'm 50-50 on that one, the bottom two.
Well,
My
I
brain
think
just went straight to Pop-Tarts. For
My
some
gut-
reason, I don't know.
I think the key here, Sophie, is one has launched a frosted version. Okay.
Yes.
So I think that's the key here, and we're getting some answers from the group. I would agree with Tony Owens. I think it's C. David Lukacs, what do you think?
My brain went straight to Pop-Tarts. For some reason, I could be wrong, but
All right, Sophie, what do you think?
Your heart is correct, David. Pop-Tarts. You guys are right.
Oh, geez. All right.
awesome.
So, yeah, I am dating myself, but I remember when I remember when I was little and they came out with that frosted version. So we weren't sure if we could toast them. Okay, but that's another story. Right.
Question 3. What highly sought after talking doll first appeared in commercials in 1960? A, Chatty Cathy, B, Rolling Ruby, or C, Talkative Tina?
Sophie, how come you can't give us like a Barbie one here?
It'd be
I
fitting.
actually had the answer. I mean, physically own the answer, so I should have
Really?
brought it out. I think it's still in storage.
I wouldn't have a clue.
All right. Well, I do not know this one at all, so I don't have any information. But looks like the audience is weighing in here on their choice here.
Jeffrey, say what?
Jeffrey Wilk has to say what? Jeff, I don't know any of these. Do you? I never heard of any of this, so. And what does Jordan Cox say here? Yeah, it would be too easy. Okay.
That's what I'm saying, Jordan. That's why I didn't put it in.
I think everybody's kind of over Barbie. Maybe that's the unpopular opinion, but I think we've had enough of it in our feeds for the past months.
All right, what is it, Sophie?
The answer is A, Chatty Cathy.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I don't remember that one at all. Okay. All right. A few more.
Question number 4. Which 1960s dance style created the largest craze? A, the mashed potato, B, disco, or C, the twist?
Would it be the mashed potato, I'm thinking?
You're thinking the food. No.
Yeah.
Oh, we got some mixed answers here.
Yeah, we do.
We do.
It was not what I originally.
Well, it's Michelle. It's not B. It can't be that. That came later.
That's what I actually thought it was at first until I saw her answers. I was like, really? Because disco was such a huge thing, especially going in to the 70s from the 60s. So I think disco is probably more along the lines of the 70s, I guess. But.
Kingrey, what do you say?
I'm going to go with the twist. I think it's a chubby checker thing.
Yeah, I'm going to go.
If you
with
guys
C
get
also.
it wrong, you have to show us the dance move. I forgot to tell you that.
The internet connection is about to go bad very quickly.
Of course, Tony loves this.
I love
does,
disco
yeah.
too, Tony Owens.
All right, what is it?
Really
I
love
have no idea.
the answers. It is C, the twist.
Oh, the twist. Okay, yeah. Okay, cool. All right, love it.
So Sean got lucky on that one because that's what he said. So no dancing.
No, Sophie, you got lucky. You didn't have to see it.
I think I'd pay money to see Shon Kingrey do the twist.
Yes. You had your chance in Orlando. You missed that one.
Or to have Tony Owens disco.
Right?
Yes, that too.
Question number 5. Which Ford vehicle first rolled off the assembly line in 1964? A, the F-100, B, the Fusion, or C, the Mustang?
Ooh.
Oh, you guys were quick on this one. We already got answers coming in. What do you guys think?
Would it be the Mustang?
Mustang.
I'm guessing Mustang.
Yep.
Jeffrey says C, Mustang.
Mm-hmm.
What is Trebuchet? Okay, C also. Look at that.
Wow, I think this is the first one you guys have. Literally everybody has agreed on this. And guess what?
Mike
You all are
Weldon.
correct.
Mike Weldon says Mustang also. Yeah, Mustang.
Yeah, you guys are all right. Yep, it is the Mustang.
All right, cool stuff. So, everybody going to need to know your trivia on the late 1960s, early 1970s, because we got a lot coming up with the Ford stock event. And Michelle, this is going to prove to be a very creative one as well, I think. So,
I'm excited. Doing the marketing has been so much fun for this. And I was just a huge fan. I mean, obviously I wasn't born in the 60s, but I'm a huge fan of the original Woodstock. I was telling you the other day, Ted, I think I've seen the original 3-day movie probably 100 times, if not more. I love that music. And so, yeah, this has been really exciting.
all right. So we have a 4-day show coming up. It's in mid-September. Sophie, give us the info on how we get tickets for that one.
Yeah, so you guys can go to fixstops.com to get your tickets, and it's going to be September 18th through 21st. And it's all virtual.
Roundtable.com.
Oh,
Yes.
fixstopsroundtable.com.
Fixstops
Thank you.
Round.
And it's peace, love, and Fixed Ops flower power. So
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
So I know Tully's going to be in the zone for that one as well, and I see our friend Ed and Sarah is here as well. Michelle, great job on these graphics; they look really great.
Thank you. These have been so much fun. Like I said, I really wanted to kind of mix it up, and the hippie age was something that was super fun, and I think a lot of people in automotive really can relate to it. I think some of our friends actually went to the original Woodstock. And so, hey, here's a challenge too. If you were someone that was at the original Woodstock and you have any photos or anything like that, please send them on in. Should they send them to you, Ted?
Yeah, if you want to send it to ted@fixedopsroundtable.com, go ahead, send some photos, and that's going to help us with our games going forward, and excited for that.
Absolutely. We'd love
Great
to see
idea.
that. Yeah, anybody that has original photos and you were there, front row, mid row, all the way in the back, we'd love to see your photos from Woodstock. So
But Tony, you were 8, but you still could have been there, right? So,
I wasn't even thought of yet. So
all right, everybody. So we will see you later this week on Wednesday night, and then don't forget to miss the big pop-up at Kaiser Automotive that's coming up on Friday at 1 p.m. And Sean, anything special we need to bring for that, or?
No, I promised you a couple months ago there'd be no snow, and it shows it's going to be a balmy 80 degrees. You're set, Ted.
All right.
I don't know if I can say the same. There's a very good chance we might have snow later this week.
No snow. Not yet. Not yet.
It's done Memorial Day and 4th of July, but you know.
All right. Sophie, great job with the trivia, and Michelle, both thank you for doing that.
Welcome. Always happy to help.
Thank you.
David, great to see you again.
It's been an absolute pleasure again. I just enjoy coming on here and just sharing, each other's feedback and comments. It's just been fantastic.
We'll have to get Sophie involved with the Taste of Australia, but
Yes,
less
that is a must.
without that one thing that what was it
Yeah,
called
what
again?
was it you said? You were like, no.
Vegemite. You've all got to have a taste of Vegemite.
No.
Yeah.
No. It's horrible. So, and Shon Kingrey, I'm going to see you. I'm going to see you shortly.
I'll see you in a couple days, sir.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight, and we'll see you again in a day or two, and then of course at the big pop-up. So thanks for being here, and of course the big Ford Stock event coming up in September.
Yes.